So in this lesson, we are going to be going over updating our task sequence, editing it, adding more features, and then eventually we're going to deploy Windows 7 over the network, which will be our last lesson. So right click on, when you go to task sequence, pick one of the task sequence you want to update. Let's take Windows 7 for example. I'll click on that and go inside the Windows 7 folder, select Windows 7 Enterprise Task Sequence, right click on it and click on Properties. Alright, once you click on Properties, you will see there's a tab. We have General tab, we have Task Sequence tab, and we also have Operating System Info tab. In the Task Sequence tab, this is where you can do a lot. This is by default, this is what came with the original created task sequence that we created. These are the steps that the sequence will go through to install our Windows 7. So we have initialization, we have validation step, which the Windows is going to validate the OS, check the BIOS, and go to next phase, and then to perform a state capture, to refresh the PC, and basically go to pre-install stage to gather local computer devices, inject the driver, apply several patches, and then go to the installation phase, install operating system, then goes to the next phase, and so on. So I just wanted to show you that you can actually change any of these steps. So the one that I'm going to change is this particular one, the one that says recover from domain. So the one that actually shows recover from domain is I don't want to join the computer to the domain now. I mean, I can if I can just place a script into this like a PowerShell script, and it will do that. But I don't want to run this step now. So I will go into options and I will say disable this step, and I will click on apply. Okay, so once I click on apply, you see it's grayed out. So that means this step is not going to run. Basically, it will just skip this step and go to the next one. And also, I don't want to do imaging. I'll just select the full imaging folder in totality, and I'll select disable this step, click on apply, and click on OK. And I will basically just, don't forget to do this, right click on our deployment share, update deployment share, alright, and click next, and our deployment share will now update to reflect our new update to Windows 7, and now click finish. Now once you've done that, go ahead and minimize your Microsoft deployment kit, okay, and go to start. We need the Windows deployment server, the WDS, so we're gonna go find that. I believe, there we go, Windows deployment services. So click on that to start it, and once you get to that, go into the servers. All right, I highlight your server. In my case, it's dev-100.techakin.com. Highlight the boot images. All right, and right click on boot images and click on add boot image. Okay, once you click on add boot image, browse to where, once you click on browse, you should be able to go into your local C path, go to local C where your deployment share is. All right, click on deployment share and click on boot. You see, okay, click on boot, and then you can see here is your boot image, light touch PE x64 window image file. So double click on that and it will add it to the file, to your boot image, and click on next, click on next, click on next, and right now Windows Deployment Services is now adding boot image to the file, so that the network can detect this operating system and be able to deploy it to another machine. So click on finish. Once you click on finish, you'll see we now have one boot image. You can create several boot images if you want. You can have more than one, definitely. Now, as you can see, I've created another operating workstation. I name it DEV200. If you remember when we created this first workstation, which is our server, I made sure I configured the DEV200 exactly the same way I configured this 100 server, but I configured this 200 server for Windows 7. If you remember, we configured this DEV100 for Windows Server 2016. I make sure I configure this for Windows 7 because what we want to do now is we want to deploy Windows 7 from the network. And go ahead and press power on this machine and keep pressing F12. Okay, don't forget to do that. Press F12 as soon as you are prompted. Okay, so you press F12 and it will try to boot into the network. All right, it's attempting to load the files. It's already found the IP address of our server, and basically it's booting into the light touch. As you can see, the light touch PE does underscore x64 web. If you remember, that's our boot image from here, from the Windows deployment services. Actually, just let's go inside the deployment share. All right, see deployment share boot, and exactly this one, light touch, is trying to boot this up over the network right now. It picks up the server IP address, and then it's locating the boot image from the boot x64 images light touch.pe.